Portfólió podcastek.
Hey, I'm Portfolio's podcast editor, Levente Hörönpöly-Tóth, and you're listening to the special edition of Portfolio Checklist. Revolut has become a household name in Hungary, given the number of local customers has hit the 2 million mark. However, this is just one of the flagship markets, where the Lithuanian fintech company registers steep growth. The latest figures tell a tale of rapid expansion on the global scale. Today, we will explore how sustainable this growth path is, what new features the company's visionaries have up their sleeve, and what to expect in the ultimate battle between legacy banks and fintech. We're going to discuss all that and more with our guest, Mariia Lukash, Revolut's head of growth in the CEE region. We're thrilled to have you on the show, Mariia. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, Levi. Thank you so much for having me here. Beyond excitement to join you today. And of course, right after, we're going to hit straight to Ziggot. So really much looking forward to all of that.
Right on. I'm super excited about that perspective myself. And thank you so much for taking the time. You have a super busy schedule, we all know that. And we're talking on the opening day of Ziggot Festival, right? Which is one of the largest music events in Europe. And as far as I know, this is not the first time for you to attend Ziggot, is it?
Yes, absolutely. You're right. It's the second year we're sponsoring Ziggot, and we are really excited to call it not just sponsorship, but an actual partnership, because we've been evolving with this year way beyond what we had last year. And hopefully it's not the last time you're going to be seeing us at Ziggot, because we are doing both retail and business partnership and trying to evolve 360 solutions to just provide seamless experience as for Revolut customers, as for any person that is attending Ziggot Festival. So excited to see how this year is going to turn out. But previous year was an absolute success.
Yeah, I was just about to ask how happy you were with all that experience, how it all went down last year.
I guess the most important is that both ourselves and Ziggot Festival were really, really happy how everything managed to turn around, because more than 450,000 people attended Ziggot over 6 days. And we've built, as you know, a Revolut stage, which was the second biggest stage at the festival, as well as we built an experiential activity where all the festival guests could come over and participate in some prizes withdrawals, get to sign up to Revolut, get cashbacks, bonuses, rewards, as well as elevate their experience to VIP stage and even win tickets for this year's edition. And this year's they will have all the same and even more. So come to the festival, check it out yourself. Don't want to spoil all the secrets. But we had something like 6,000 people attending Revolut experiential activity, which was pretty amazing. And on the business side, there was more than 25,000 transactions that went through RevPay, which is Revolut business product. And we managed more than 2 billion Hungarian forints during the festival, providing seamless experience to both merchandisers and our customers. So, as I mentioned, absolute success. Really excited to see how this year is going to come up.
Awesome. So apparently there are different layers of this cooperation. But why don't you tell us about how you actually picked Ziggot Festival as a partner in the first place? Why Ziggot and why a festival? Because, in Hungary, certain, especially smaller events are really struggling, and Ziggot is an exception because it's huge. But it would be great to get an idea how you ended up with this option.
Very good question with many layers to it. I would say, first of all, as a company, we're very much forward-looking, and we're trying to find businesses and companies and partners who are as disruptive, technology-driven, innovational, international, big, and continuously seeking for improvements and doing something better for their customers. And those are tremendously important values for us, and we are looking into all that with our partners. And Ziggot, being one of the most iconic and biggest festivals in the European arena, where almost 500,000 people attending the festival within a couple of days, who keep evolving, having some proper history, but also do not afraid to challenge norms and bring something new and something disruptive into the scene of festivals. We just decided that Ziggot is definitely company festival event that we want to build partnership with, because we are very international company. We're a very big company. We're definitely disrupting banking. And with the range of services that we can deliver, we can also make experience at Ziggot more seamless and more enjoyable for the customers, as well as, we're not just a bank. We evolve beyond banking. Our products are quite diverse. And while, yes, we're trying to establish ourselves as a proper licensed bank and still gain the trust, we also want to make sure that we cover pieces that are kind of necessary for people. And fun is necessary.
Of course, it's part of the deal, right? Otherwise, it doesn't really make any sense, the whole thing. So anyway, it seems to me that Ziggot is another important chapter in your corporate journey, which is truly remarkable. Your customer number, your retail customer number, has surpassed the 60 million mark. And this is truly amazing. But it also means that this generates investor interest. And recently, there's an article in the Financial Times which said that you guys are preparing the ground for a new funding round worth $1 billion. And I know you're not here to comment on any information like that, but I just wanted to, mention this to indicate to listeners what we're actually talking about, how important of a company Revolut has become. So why don't you, just give us an idea what's driving this whole vibe, this whole vast investor interest, which is obviously relying on all these growth figures.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for knowing a lot about Revolut. I really see a Revolut customer in there who is a true fan. So yeah, now we just surpassed the number of 60 million customers. And in 2024 alone, we welcomed more than 15 million retail customers. So currently we're on the journey to hit 100 mil mark, which I'm sure are going to come within a couple of very short years ahead of us. And
that was the initial idea, right? That's what your founder basically set as a goal.
100 countries, 100 mil customers, first truly global digital bank worldwide. So yes, we're definitely on a mission to reach that goal. We're quite ambitious, 10x. It's a true Revolut way of doing things. And yes, I mentioned before, we initially started as a little exchange company and just providing the best FX. But then slowly and surely, we've been evolving and adding not only banking products to our portfolio, but also we went beyond banking. We recently introduced eSIMs because for things that is challenging you when you travel abroad, it's currency exchange. You suffer with fees. You don't know where to exchange money. You're losing so much. And it's such a hassle. And eSIMs, it was kind of a second logical step for us because when you travel to a new country, you want to stay connected. And if you travel within Europe, it's still somehow okay-ish. But if you move somewhere further away, staying connected, it's super important. So eSIM become a very logical next step for us to go beyond banking. Now, maybe you're also aware in some of the countries, we're also piloting product of a proper telco, where it's not just eSIM, but like a proper telco locally, because we see that we can provide better experience for customers that they can get from local players. And that is kind of our approach, to be product-driven, innovation-driven, and customer-driven, just to make sure that whatever we do to solve real problem that users are facing, to solve it in the best possible way. We're not trying to benchmark ourselves against the market because we believe that whatever exists in the market can be done even better. So we're truly trying to innovate and go beyond expectation and do 10x better than anyone else has done before. And I guess that's the main reason why Revolut is succeeding so much. And we yet have a massive room for growth and bunch of ideas and a very extensive pipeline of products and launches that we have ahead of us. So 100 mil, it's not an end goal. It's just a beginning.
All right, good to know. Well, anyway, growth is nice, but we all know that profitability is a whole nother issue. For many years, I kept reading all these analyses that even though Revolut can draw all these customers and the funding, but your business model is just not sustainable. That's what pundits kept saying. And apparently, time after time, you proved the naysayers wrong. And that's where we are, which brings us to the question, how robust and sustainable would you say Revolut's operation is?
I would say very fair question. And thank you, to be honest, for asking. And I am more than proud to say that we just surpassed 4th year of net profitability. And I'm sure that 2025 is going to be 5th year of a very sustainable and robust growth. Probably one of the major benefits of our company structure is actually the fact that we have a very diverse revenue streams. We are not dependent on any single market or any single product. And we do have different revenue streams for retail, for business. And also on the other side, while growth and marketing is obviously a crucial part of our business, 2/3 of customers yet join in Revolut organically due to word of mouth, which also helps us to be robust and be sustainable and make sure that we invest in money not to advertise Revolut and bring more new customers. Customers are coming because we're investing money into building a better product. So for now, we're doing great. And sky's the limit.
All right. As has been mentioned in the intro, Hungary is one of the flagship markets, or one of the fastest growing markets, I would say. Now, every 5th Hungarian has Revolut, which is crazy, right? And all that happened, although the availability of local IBAN bank accounts and the establishment of a local branch is still yet to come. So obviously, Hungarians are not really influenced by any of that. But still, we're talking about 2 important local milestones here. What push do you expect from these, if you expect anything at all from that? And what do you attribute this consumer trust to? It just can't be the young, right? There are not that many young people in Hungary.
Well, quite a few, but yes, you're absolutely right. The current penetration with 2 million customers bring us quite high up in terms of trust and brand favorability. But at this particular moment, we still can see that not every single customer is using Revolut as a primary banking account. I can't expose the numbers, but still quite a few people using us as a secondary account, which we're fully aligned with. That's absolutely fine. Before we can provide you with a local IBAN, of course, some people cannot get salary paid on their Revolut accounts and things like that, which we do understand and we are working towards. It's in our strategic roadmap, and hopefully within a very short period of time, we would be able to provide local IBANs. This year in CE region, for example, we enabled Romanian local IBANs. We are working on a few more. So we definitely understand how important that is. On the other side, we also like to say that Revolut is a sneaking product. You first try it with exchange rates when you're traveling. You felt that, okay, it's interesting, nice. Then you travel with a friend and you see how easy that is to split the bills. And then, for example, you send your kid to college, and with Revolut, you have super convenient under 18 account. And then you want to save money, but want to have instant access to your savings and do not have any fees or commission for withdrawals. And Revolut is offering you that. So slowly but surely, customers are starting to use us more and more and more. And we're not even focusing that much on how much money do you top up into Revolut the moment when you get your salary, or if you're actually getting paid on your Revolut account. What we do care about is how often you use Revolut. And we can see that, first of all, majority of the transactions, so above 70% of the transactions in Hungary by Hungarians are being made locally in Hungary, meaning that people more and more using us as a primary account, not as a travel-only card. And local IBAN would help us to boost that numbers even higher up.
When you describe this whole evolution, like how users actually got addicted, so to say, to using Revolut, or how they discovered all these functions gradually, that rings a bell. But let's get back a little bit more to the regulatory side, because many people are still interested in this. Because, you know, from time to time, the Hungarian National Bank issues a statement that they would love to see a local branch office to be set up here for consumer protection reasons. And also, we all know that you have a banking license already in Lithuania and the UK. You're under the supervision of the European Central Bank. So, you know, this brings us to the question whether this banking license is part of the game plan here in Hungary at all. You've mentioned that you guys are working on the establishment of the local branch. What should we expect here? Apparently, again, Hungarian consumers don't really care. Do they?
To be honest, not that much, just regulators. But then, as you correctly mentioned, we are supervised by ECB, European Central Bank. We do operate under Lithuanian banking license. For example, all the savings accounts here in Hungary are under deposit guarantee schemes that is controlled by ECB. So it doesn't matter if you'll get Hungarian local license or not, because regulations since the very end is still the same. So our customers in Hungary protected as strong as any other customers of any other national banks here in Hungary. So in terms of licenses, we're having a very, very robust strategy. And only last year alone, we applied for more than 10 different licenses and progressing really well in obtaining local licenses in the countries where we really need them to operate. Currently in Hungary, because we're already controlled by ECB and Revolut Bank UAB is operating under Lithuanian license, we're not yet planning to get local Hungarian license, but as you correctly mentioned, we are planning to open a local branch, and we are working on it actively right now, so we can provide our customers with local IBANs. That would give them a little bit more flexibility. But from operational perspective, we are fully heavily regulated as any other bank here in Hungary. So our customers as safe as with any other player in the market.
Right. We all know that competition is super fierce out there in the fintech arena, and, legacy banks, they're trying to rebrand themselves. So it's really hard to prevail. And understandably, customers are keeping their eyes open. And, if they see something that interests them, they just, switch providers. So what's the plan to draw even more of them to you guys? And maybe what are the features in the pipeline that could help you to keep this interest and vibe on?
I don't want to sound too bold, but only last year alone, we managed to grow our customer base here in Hungary by more than 40%. As you correctly mentioned before, we just surpassed the 2 million mark here, and we're not planning to stop anytime soon. That just shows that users actually choosing to switch to Revolut. And the main growth driver for us is focusing on the products in the pipeline that are actually users are looking for. We have quite a few features coming into the market. I don't want to spoil a surprise just yet, but we have quite an extensive strategy of launching both banking products and complementary products that would elevate and enhance an experience of our customers. So stay tuned. I'm sure you're going to be excited to hear about new launches that are coming soon.
Right. And one of your recent products here on the local market was the ETF investment plan, which many people got very much excited about, because that allows you to invest under very, very favorable conditions. ETFs are available for €1, and that is basically unprecedented on the Hungarian market, considering the normally pretty heavy commission fees brokers charge, not to mention banks. So do you have any statistics regarding this product? How successful has it been? And even more importantly, when can we expect the silver bullet, the famous Hungarian invention, the TBS, which offers basically tax-free investments for investors who refuse to withdraw their funds for at least 5 years?
I knew that you're going to ask.
People are all ears.
So let me start answering from the very last one. The product is definitely in our pipeline, and obviously it's going to be a very logical next step for us. We're still working on it, because in the best Revolut way, whenever we launch new products, we want to make them unprecedentedly successful. As you just mentioned on ETFs, we have literally the best conditions to invest on the market in terms of fees, in terms of minimum amount, in terms of conditions for deposits and withdrawals money, protection scheme, all the security features that we have. So whenever we're launching a new product, we're really trying to make sure that we're not just launching another product that is already available in the market, but doing something exceptional, and not just one, but quite a few steps ahead of what is already available. So yes, we do work on launching it. Again, can't share yet a timeline, but I'm sure you will be one of the first one to know as soon as we have it ready to test to our customers. And regarding success of ETFs, that was an absolute massive win. This year, we have 97% more Hungarians investing with us versus last year, mainly because of this product, because we have such a low joining limit that starting from €1, you can start investing, 0 fees for investing, absolutely simple and easy withdrawals. Yeah, we just want users to give it a test, to give it a try, and do not oblige them with massive amounts that can scare them away. We want them to learn, to be more financially educated, to be secure and safe and confident with those small, tiny little amounts. Because our goal is not to push them into something uncomfortable. Our goal is to make our users' life simple, their experience seamless, and to manage all things money easily in one app and without too much overthinking and nightmares. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to my money?
Right. So I'm sure the financial literacy will benefit on the larger scale as well as a result.
Fingers crossed, but that's definitely one of the goals.
Right. Let's talk about more burden, right? Because there's always, something going on in the regulatory department. And it seems that legacy banks have managed to push lawmakers to impose the notoriously heavy local transaction fee, even upon e-money now, which impacts Revolut pretty bad. As we all know, users have been exempt completely of their in-app transactions. And even on top of that, bank transfers have also been exempt of that fee. Now it's going to change. How do you expect that this would impact the operation? Aren't you concerned that this could make even consumers leave?
So yeah, first of all, regulators keep continuously challenge us competitors, the whole banking industry, which I truly believe in one side is a good thing, because those type of stress checks, while being obviously not an easy ones, on the other side, they just make sure that the strongest player survives in the field. So I do believe it's really, really necessary to have them. And well, it might seem like a really big challenge. On the other side, we're working closely on making sure to check all the fair and conditions for all the products that we have, and to make sure that we're delivering the best fees and the best terms to our customers, as well as the products that we are not yet having in our pipeline, but potentially want to launch or want to expand into. So we continuously keep working on improving experiences for our customers, and we are trying to make sure that we do diversify those products. So bank transfers is just one tiny piece of the scope that I'm sure won't be a drastic game changer for us. With the variety of products that we have available and with continuous improvements into those products, to be honest, I'm still feeling pretty safe and confident and comfortable with the situation where we're staying right now.
Okay, we'll see how it's going to play out. And now I really want to talk about even more about competition, because that's what this whole segment is all about, right? More than ever. And as we've mentioned before, Nick Stronowski, your founder, envisioned this major milestone, the 100 million customers. And now it seems even within reach by now. And congratulations on that. But in general, how would you think this whole landscape is going to evolve globally or even in the region? What are you expecting in the near future? How is it going to play out?
So I guess 100 mil, just the beginning. It might have sounded very, very ambitious, but having 60 mil customers right now, we're more than halfway through to reach this goal. We are yet on average at 15% penetration among adults here in Europe. And we assume that Europe, it's our core markets where we already have quite a good expansion, knowledge and brand awareness. And yet, even in Europe, we have a massive room for growth. But on top of that, we're launching new markets globally, like Australia, US, Brazil, Mexico, and many, many, many more to come. So one piece of growth would obviously be coming from geographical expansion. Another piece would definitely come from launching local branches and local IBANs, when we will gain more and more trust from our customers to actually bring salaries to Revolut. Another piece would be coming from new product launches. So for example, while traditional banks are actually heavily dependent and focused on credit products and mortgages, That's something that we only launched this year and just testing it out. For sure, going to be looking into expansion across the board at some point when we will see that there is a high demand for this type of product within our customers. So as always, we are trying to diversify geographically and go much deeper in every single market where we are present right now. And last point here is also, if you'll check Revolut in every single market we are present right now, you'll actually find that while we have global presence, global brand name, global brand voice, and communication strategy, the way how we want to position the brand, we actually have a local variety of products that are the most relevant to our customers. So while having this global expansion strategy, we constantly making sure that we are localizing our products and that Revolut that you have here in Hungary is the most relevant for you. And Revolut that someone has in UK or in Australia would be slightly different product, but with the same approach, just because customer needs in a different markets might be different.
So you want to work on personalizing services a little bit also?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's also one of the big things for us just to make sure that we do not through hundreds of banking products at you and you just don't know what to do, get lost. We're trying to analyze not only even on a country level, but actually on the user segments and a target audience level. What are those people looking for? Families, it's going to be joint account, but with interest rates. So it's joint savings account. For teenagers, it's splitting the bills or pockets where they can save into multiple different things at a time. For young parents, it's under 18 accounts. And then even under 18 in some countries would have a different ranges of services. So the older your kid is, the more independence the kid would have within the app just to keep growing and evolving that financial literacy. So by the time they reach 18, they already know how to manage their money and be a little bit more responsible with their finances. So yeah, we're definitely trying to make sure that we offer those products that would be the most relatable and useful for you based on your behavior and based on all the data that we can potential access, of course, with GDPR and all the restrictions that we have out there. But personalization is the key. And yeah, we're really trying to be as relevant as possible to our customers, no matter who they are.
Right. So we're talking about a massively data-driven approach here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, this is all very, very inspiring. And before I let you go, I really want to seek some advice from you on behalf of Hungarian startups or other fintech founders, because you serve as a role model for them as far as scaling up is concerned. How do you think they should proceed? How can they make their high-flying dreams come true?
First of all, thank you so much for all the compliments. Very flattering to hear that. And for the startups, I guess maybe a few main points. One is, do not be afraid to dream big. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, 10x that. Dream big, really. Make your mind go wild and don't look at the potential competitors. Try to imagine who is your potential customers, what is the real problem that you're trying to solve, and don't copy fast solutions that you see on the market, but try to see and try to find a way how can you solve that particular problem 10x better, 10x faster, 10x easier, and more efficient. Look in front of you, don't look behind what already exists. Try to innovate, but also don't build some fairy tale solutions that would never be possible to execute. Find new ways, be creative, be wild, dream big, but also don't forget that you're actually trying to solve something real down here. And yeah, just always listen to your customers. They will show you the right way to go.
Awesome. Now, I just watched the limited series on Spotify, and I'm wondering whether there will be a Netflix show on Revolut anytime soon.
Well, might be. Probably one of the most exciting announcements. It's the fact that we just recently signed the deal with Formula One and we will be participating in Hungarian Grand Prix next year. So, as you know, there is a TV series on Netflix, Try to Survive. So there is a chance that you might see us there. Who knows? Fingers crossed. But yeah, we're quite excited with this new opportunity. And we are quite excited to build more ways to connect even closer to our customers here in Hungary and to elevate their experience now, not only at Ziggot, but at the upcoming GP next year.
Right. So apparently the show must go on. And if that Netflix show ever happens, I really wish that they included the head of growth among the main characters.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming, Mariia. We appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for having me. It was a real pleasure.
Dear listeners, we managed to cover so much, I believe, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. That's all for today. This episode was engineered by Balint Banhidi. Thank you for listening. See you next time.